Nice of you to drop in.
Hello people, I am the Comic Book Gamer, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 5 favorite superhero video games of all time. Now, the only stipulation I put on this list was I could only have one game from each series, so no having like all 3 Arkham games on the list, because I could easily do that, but that would be boring. So yeah, let's get into it. Number 5, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Now, I really enjoyed this game. The story was pretty interesting, how they decided to go with Mysterio as the main villain for this story, and he got that rock and everything, was able to like actually make his illusions real. That was really cool, and they were able to switch up the gameplay and not make it so repetitive. The level design was pretty much the same. It was just go through a level and take everyone out, do this certain thing. Had some cool boss fights, had some boss fights, but overall it was really cool. I loved the different gameplay styles of each one of them, like the fact that the Ultimate Universe was incredibly powerful because you had the symbiote. You had the Noir Universe, which was all about stealth. You had the 2099 universe, which was just all about being fast and like your future technology, and then the Amazing Universe, which was just amazing because you were normal Spider-Man. You had sort of like a combination of all of them, and all of the voice actors were amazing. They got the same guy. They got Josh Keaton, who voiced Spider-Man in Spectacular Spider-Man. They got the original voice actor from the 90s Spider-Man series. They got Neil Patrick Harris, who voiced Spider-Man in what's the name of it, in the CGI weird Spider-Man series that I never really cared for, but nevertheless, Neil Patrick Harris is a great voice for Spider-Man. So yeah, it was just an overall fun game, and I really actually enjoyed the story as well. The story was pretty cool. Number 4, Justice Gods Among Us. Speaking of cool stories, this had a pretty cool take. Like, some of the stuff didn't really make sense from a comic standpoint. It's like, Superman wouldn't do that, but okay. Nevertheless, it was a cool story. The Superman being like a bad guy overlord has kind of been done to death, but I still like Injustice's take on it, and the gameplay is so much fun. When this demo came out, I went and spent the night at my friend's house because I didn't have a console at the time, and we played the demo for hours, and that was just 3 characters. That was like Batman, Lex Luthor, and Wonder Woman, I think, were the only characters, and we played that demo for hours, and the game came out, played that so much. I'm not a fighting game fan either, and this Injustice was so much fun. Like, I never cared for fighting games, but Injustice, amazing, so much fun. The super moves were so awesome. I suck at the game, but I have so much fun with it. Like, I had a lot of fun with it. The story was super short, but it was still good. Some really cool stuff. And yeah, it was just awesome being able to put all your like favorite heroes and villains from DC against each other. And I'm really excited for Injustice 2. This made me a fan of fighting games. Not like a super fan, but I actually enjoyed this, and it's a fighting game. That shows you how good it is. Number 3, Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Now, in all honesty, Lego Marvel Superheroes is a better game. It has like the open world's better. There's more to do in it. But there's one thing that Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes has over it, the trump card, for me as a Superman fan, and that is the fact that you can fly around Gotham City as Superman that John Williams theme plays. It's amazing, and the open world is so much fun. Though again, Lego Marvel's the better game, but I would have to say, if like I had to choose between one game to play for the rest of my life, it'd be Lego Batman 2. Also, I like Lego Batman 2's campaign a bit better, but the open world's the thing that does it for me, and Lego Batman 2, being able to fly around with Superman, so much fun. It was amazing. I spent so many hours in the open world doing stupid stuff and flying around Superman. First time I flew up in the sky and the John Williams thing played, I freaked out. It was amazing. It's like the first game that really lets you like experience what it's like to fly as Superman, not including like the Superman Returns game and like the crappy other Superman games. This really nailed it, and it's so much fun, and like it's just amazing. Of course, it's got the Lego style to it, to how like everyone's sort of a parody of themselves, and it's great. The campaign's fun. The open world's pretty cool, while pretty repetitive. It's still awesome being able to fly around as Superman and your favorite heroes and unlocking everyone. It's just a super fun game. Number 2, X-Men Origins Wolverine the game. This game is a blast to play. Just going around ripping people's heads off and like tearing into their guts as Wolverine. It's so much fun. Now the game is incredibly repetitive, but it's just so much fun you don't care. You're just going around as Wolverine from like point A to point B and just wreaking havoc throughout. They had a pretty good upgrade system. I love the skins and how you unlock the skins. You would go around, find these Wolverine figurines throughout, and when you found enough of them, you would go and you would fight Wolverine in the danger room, a Wolverine in that costume. Once you beat him, you got a costume. You got the costume that you just unlocked, and it was awesome. It was so cool, and like you fought a Sentinel. They had some cool boss battles, and it's so much better than the movie. The movie was terrible, but the game is amazing, and if you haven't played it, you definitely should. It's so much fun to play and just tear people up as Wolverine. Number 1, Batman Arkham Asylum. Yes, this is my favorite Arkham game. You guys knew an Arkham game was going to be number 1, let's be honest. Arkham Asylum is my favorite. The others are great. I love City, even Origins and Night. They're all great, but Arkham Asylum is my favorite. It felt the most like a comic book to me, and seeing all these different things, like the Scarecrow levels, add so much to the game. The boss battles are so much fun. I've been saying so much fun a lot, but that's because it's true about these games. And like going around the Scarecrow levels and fighting these skeletons, and like they put a heavy emphasis on the fact that Batman is afraid of death. Like every single time Batman gets hit with fear toxin, there's something about death. Like, we see the whole fact that his gravestone says, you know, Bruce Wayne's dead, and then we see all these skeletons. It's like, okay, clearly Batman is afraid to die. That's awesome. You have that part where, like, you think Commissioner Gordon's dead, and Scarecrow was amazing in this game. Joker was amazing in this game. Joker was awesome. Constantly just going through the asylum and then hearing Joker saying something like, "What's your greatest fear, Batman? Me and a thong?" It's like, that's classic. And you had Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill back reprising their roles as Batman and Joker. So good. And like the final dialogue, like right before the final boss battle, which was it was disappointing, the final boss battle, but the dialogue between Joker and Batman was great. The monologue Joker gives, where he's talking about how he wanted Batman to see the world how he does, like giggling and bleeding in a corner. I was like, whoa, this was amazing. It seemed like the story that Paul Dini, he was a writer on the animated series, always wanted to tell, but didn't have like the assets to do so, because he was writing the animated series. He wrote a bunch of comics too, amazing comics. But anyways, he finally had the outlet to do so in this video game form, and not just in comics, and he was never able to do it in animation, and it was amazing. The story was great. It felt like I was playing through a comic book, and I loved it, and the combat system was amazing. Some people don't like it for coming back from the other games, and that's because this actually requires timing. You can't just mash every button like in Arkham City and Arkham Knight and Arkham Origins. You can just mash counter and you'll counter everyone. In Arkham Asylum, you have to time it more. And yeah, but anyways, overall, great game. The gameplay is amazing. The story is the best of the series, in my opinion, and I love navigating through the asylum. But anyways, those are just my top 5 favorite superhero games of all time. What are your guys' top 5? And please let me know in the comments below. I want to know what your guys' top 5 favorite superhero games of all time are. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I wanna go like Lana Del Rey. I see her in